Okay, welcome to the Township of Sparta Environmental Commission meeting of Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. The meeting is called to order at 7:02 p.m. We're live in the council chambers at the municipal building. The live stream is on YouTube at Sparta TWP/streams. Please take notice that action will be taken on the following items of the Sparta Environmental Commission of Thursday, January 22nd. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the public and the press on January 16th, 2026 by delivering to the press and posting on the township website a copy of the notice. Can we have the salute to the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First thing we are doing is swearing in our new member, Alex John Birdie. So.
Good place down there.
You go down there? Okay.
You're good.
Oh.
Found it. Oh.
Good, how are you? Welcome aboard. Yeah.
You solemnly swear. You solemnly swear. And that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
I'm not good. Yeah, I didn't hear you reading it. Yeah, sure. I, Alex Birdie, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and the governments established in the United States and the state under the authority of the people. And that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of the Sparta Township Environmental Commission according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
You couldn't remember that? I read mine off too. Actually,
you sign this.
do I need to get sworn in, actually?
Did you expire?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's how they got me.
Oh, so you do.
Do I need to get sworn in, actually?
So you're,
And does she, because both of us were on,
I heard from Rob. Thanks, Mark.
yeah, I was a temporary expert. But,
Does Rob need to be re-sworn in? Because he was a,
I don't know. I wasn't told anything.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, just leave it. And I think Christine also was,
Well, wait, I have to be sworn in
that's what I'm saying.
because this is a new 3-year term.
yeah, but I don't remember being sworn in.
I mean, we're pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I mean, then I
Just
should.
say I so swear. Oh, you should be too?
If being reappointed requires swearing in, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I think so.
Wow.
I was like after like I had like 1 year and then I was
Oh, really?
yeah.
I mean,
Try to
I
keep
don't
the
know.
meeting short. All right, I'm not working.
I mean, we could do it and then we'll just print new ones and next time.
All
Should we
right.
just roll
Like we
call,
could-
I so swear, like he did?
Well, I just don't know what it's going to mean with our business going forward. if we don't get sworn in.
Mhm.
So maybe it's better to swear in and not need to than to not swear in and not have our business
You
taken
termed,
care
you
of.
termed up, I termed up, you termed up too?
You have to swear. If I get a new term,
You want me to do it down there?
or one of you rather, sorry.
Do you have to, you don't have to go anywhere. We could just do it like right here.
Right here?
Yeah, right here, because we did this at
just
the
said what
planning
he
board
said.
last night.
So swear.
And the attorney just read it and we had our hand up and we said, I will or I do.
Oh, so
Or I
like
shall.
I'll read the whole thing with your name and then you just say.
Yes.
yeah. Oh,
And then it has to be notarized, I think, also. Are either one of you a notary?
I am.
Cool.
Sorry
Well,
for the
we only have one
confusion
form
here.
Right now, though, we only have Alex, his form, so we'll have to
Oh,
print
oh,
out-
okay.
So we can swear you in, but, we'll have to print out 3 forms, like one for each of you, and we'll just bring it to the next meeting and we'll just have to sign it.
Well, we're environmental, we're trying to keep the
Oh,
papers.
okay.
We can,
If you
we
wanna
can
do
sub
that.
in
I didn't
names,
know if you
right?
could do signatures electronically, so.
Like,
fine.
a
Okay.
verbal is,
Who
right?
should we start with?
Rob?
Rob? Okay. Do I say I?
I, Robert Otto,
Okay. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the Sparta Township Environmental Commission according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I so swear.
Neil?
Are you gonna read it again?
Say I, Neil.
I, Neil Sauerwein, so swear.
Well, oh,
That I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the Sparta Township Environmental Commission according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Yes, I so swear.
Okay.
I, Christine Dunbar,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the Sparta Township Environmental Commission according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I will.
Thank you. Okay. Round of applause for
All right.
everybody.
Thank you. Okay, our next item of business is the roll call.
Chairman Neil Sauerwein,
Here?
Christine Dunbar,
Here.
Christine Rogers, Barbara Kasolka,
Here.
Robert Otto,
here.
Alex Birdie,
Here.
Nicholas DePrado.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next item is the approval of minutes for December 11th, 2025. I'll give everyone a chance to read them if they haven't.
Is it, Emily, do we typically include the approval of minutes in the subsequent minutes? Like, right after members, we have the approval of minutes. Is that just kind of superseded with the November 13th and May 9th minutes kind of redundant, I guess. If we accept them, do we want to report on them in the next minutes? Because then we're kind of like building on, we approve the minutes that approve these minutes that approve these minutes. I don't,
Well,
Hang
Like
on,
at
I
the
don't
begin-
know what you mean.
the approval of minutes,
Right.
do
No,
we?
no, that was during last meeting.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it's here.
No, I understand that. I just, we're including detail on the changes that were made, and those changes would
Oh,
presumably
yeah,
be
yeah,
made
yeah.
within there. So maybe we just shorten it and say that,
Oh, I know what you mean, okay.
That the minutes from whatever they
that
were
this was approved and
yeah.
this was approved,
Yeah.
rather than, because if we miss something, it's a minor thing, but
Okay, yeah.
do you agree with that?
yes,
Mr. Chair?
that
Alright.
makes sense.
These are actually Courtney's first minutes, by the way. They're-
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, page 5. Margie Murphy, I think it's JY, not IE.
Oh, yeah, we
Oh.
went through this. I think I sent you something about that,
I
right?
think
Okay.
Word does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's JI, J,
JY, I thought.
Y. I
That was, but we also have members present Marjorie, so I'm not sure if you want to change that or minor thing. Page 4, when Christine is reporting example, recent sampling result of 242 parts per million chloride, only because this is environmental, we could probably just do ppm.
Parts per
Right,
million
and
or
clo-
milligrams per liter, either unit is acceptable.
Well, yeah, so if you got it as parts per million, I would just kind of do like a find and replace whenever you have parts per million, just ppm, and not chlorides, just chloride, right? That's page 4. Second paragraph down from Salt Watch snapshot.
third.
Oh, yep, third, sorry. Fifth one down from the top. I can send you that if you want. Okay.
Well, it wouldn't be parts per million chlorides. You wouldn't have a plural there.
Well, yeah, I already mentioned that. It's chloride. Unless you're referring to sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, and calcium chloride, which we'll talk about later. But I would just do 242 ppm chloride.
Yeah, that's over the recommended.
Seems high.
It's over the state standard for total dissolved chloride.
And then page 6, second from the bottom, Neil Sauerwein mentioned Climate Superfund Act. Superfund is one word, right?
I think so, yes.
Usually is. Sorry, I'll send these though. So yeah, just write these down for myself. But does anyone else see anything?
No,
No?
thank you. I think they're very well done.
I agree.
I would make a motion to accept with those small changes.
So move.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is correspondence. We have a notice from the DEP about e-cigarette and vape pen management and disposal.
Hmm.
This is one of the worst ideas ever, having disposable lithium batteries like this. I see them on the street sometimes.
Hmm.
So would it be appropriate to add this to a wish list, to a larger thing? Because several years ago, I had brought up within Lake Mohawk, one of the big waste products was cigarettes.
Mm.
Also the little alcohol bottles, but the cigarettes are point load nicotine, toxic nicotine point load sources. So now, obviously, the e-cigarette having the nicotine extract as well as the lithium battery. So maybe we could put this on our list to like write something up, basically addressing this.
Oh,
as
What
waste.
are you suggesting? How could we address it?
Well, we have this memo. What do we?
I'm wondering what we can do
Yeah.
in terms of an ordinance recommendation, or
I mean, if we're, I'm just.
we have to have a place, we have to have an action, how we can encourage people to dispose of them properly.
Okay, well, here, it
So,
says what, under what to
yeah.
do. Store individually in
Yeah.
plastic bags, post notices on or near trash receptacles to prevent, limit improper disposal.
So I'm just, if we're using this as guidance, the action item that I'm talking about is piggybacking on this to include traditional cigarettes, which when they contain nicotine, when they contain a plastic filter that's not biodegradable, that they pose a similar risk to health of humans and wildlife, separate from the lithium battery. And so I would simply say if we're going to craft something that's going to have to do with signage, that we make it slightly broader to include cigarettes. If so, it would be information.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
We could put it on the township website,
Mm.
have some kind of a graphic or something like this.
Your trails. Do you want to?
Trails, yeah, good idea.
Do we have money for signs?
Um,
Too early. I know we're starting right in January,
Well-
asking for money. but-
I just brought that up in our trails meeting. We have it's on the agenda, I believe, as no, it's not. The Sustainable Jersey Grants. We have we have the $2,005, $10,000 and $20,000 grants available, but the application deadline is February 13th.
What about this? I know that trails are important, but don't we want people who are buying these products actually to see it? So if we could, I don't know what infringement this would involve, but if we could require businesses that sell these items to post the sign. You know, just like years ago when I was growing up, they put the label, the Surgeon General on the cigarette packages, right? So we need them, the users and the purchasers, to see this. And I'm sure that a lot of them aren't aware of this, but it will bring about that awareness.
Yeah, but can you require the business to do it?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
That's the-
advise the business to do it, but required, I don't, yeah, that would have
Yeah.
to be confirmed.
That would have to be an ordinance or
Yeah,
something.
that's what I'm, yeah.
Well, it's worth it to have an ordinance like that after looking at this advisement,
So you could bring that up on planning, make a suggestion to submit it to the governing body to consider as an ordinance, right? And we could do that as well.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, they kind of have guidance, so we would be following with their guidance within our township to post notices on or near trash receptacles to prevent or limit improper disposal. My concern there is if you don't read in the fine print with the lithium batteries, especially if damaged in trash or recycling systems. So it almost seems like not only would we need signage, but we'd need some special secure lithium battery rated trash can, which I don't even know what that looks like, how much that costs.
Yeah, I think, I seem to recall in the past that that was suggested, that it was a problem because of the fire,
Yeah.
risk of fire. I don't know, do you remember that, Chris?
Yeah, I remember that conversation. People were concerned about having a box out in front here for people to bring in their lithium batteries.
Right,
But we could remind people that they can do that over at Skamua,
yes.
you know, when you bring in your recycles. I mean, we're lucky here in Sparta that we don't need to go over to the Sussex County Municipal Utilities Authority to bring all of our recyclables. We have pickup, right, once a week.
Yes.
But I think that there might be other things that would cause them to go over there, and they could include these lithium batteries and safely dispose of them, maybe?
I mean, if you were gonna propose talking to the businesses and having them put up signage, I'd say typical cradle to grave, they're producing the problem, and so the onus would be on them to resolve it. So if I'm buying these, presumably I'm using one until it's done, and then I buy a new one. So you could encourage them, hey, would you consider giving X amount off when they return an old vape? And they bear the responsibility for collecting and destroying the product.
Hmm.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, in a perfect world.
That would be tough, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but,
know, I
but
don't know.
it is a just request, and so it can be made.
Yeah.
And it's good for it to go on record.
Also notices in the schools, because, you know, at the top, at the heading is assistance for schools, institutions, small business. So,
There's a business meeting going on right now as we speak. Should I
All
bring
right.
this over to them right now and say, you guys, an agenda item? Yeah,
actually, that's a good idea to bring it up to them.
yeah.
So why don't we, can we forward this to the business development committee, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that'd be great.
And maybe the Board of Ed? Would that be possible? Okay. Anything else on this topic? If not, the next item is correspondence, or applications rather, zoning board application number 16-25, Sparta Main Street, 29 Main Street, block 2001, lot 41. Do we have the, yes, you want to
Yeah.
review the plans? I've looked at them online a little bit, but.
Yeah.
thing, right? For all those trees over here.
Yes,
Right?
are you talking about these trees right here that are a forest core?
Yeah, all of this.
Yeah.
And then, so they have 32, proposed 40, but basically majority of this, not majority, but probably 50% of this garden is, like wooden area.
They're removing the forest.
And then, yeah, and then going from 32 to 40, and they have everything basically.
Yeah.
It's a battle.
So I would say that the engineer would say that impervious cover,
Yeah, but they probably using the, yeah.
they're
Yeah.
definitely using that. Impervious
Yeah.
cover needs a maintenance plan, aside from you're losing all the factors.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think one of their main points too is like it's recharging our groundwater because they're having those type of tiles put in the surface, right? So that's,
Okay.
but you're still not getting the benefit of the trees, which
Mhm.
remove the pollutants, create wildlife habitat, et cetera.
But the impervious cover also has a finite lifespan. Maintain it, maintain it, it slowly degrades. Doesn't,
PFAS,
it gets in,
is it?
it gets in.
It gets filled in, yeah.
It's
Then it just becomes like asphalt.
Silts,
Yeah.
so all the pore space gets.
Asphalt.
not, if
Impervious,
Yeah,
impervious.
it becomes impervious.
Impervious turns into impervious.
Unless you
Infill.
maintain, right, but, yeah.
So it has to
But
be,
even so, it's not, the maintenance isn't perfect.
Yeah,
right? Like,
no, yeah.
If you're high pressure spraying it clear, you're shoving fine sediments deep into the interstices, so it's never perfect, never mind the loss of biodiversity. I would just question that.
So that being said, I forget to mention it. I did do thank you for all the work that you did, checking with
Oh, yeah.
the resource.
Mhm.
This is the other one that Barbara Davis recommended we always check. This is the New Jersey Conservation Blueprint. So I ran it on the lot 41. And, and I read what they said on the environmental impact statement, and to their credit, it's low priority, no priority, medium, low priority overall. And it just goes through the different factors there. But yet, this is a map that I got out saying that it's a part of the forest core, and it actually kind of it links up with the C1 stream that's 472 feet away, right, the Wallkill. And then it goes over to the Glen area, the continuity. Of course, it kind of has to cross, 15, so, but it's a big forest area. So this kind of contradicts this map. And just to look at all of the forest, that they seem like they're gonna remove
Yeah,
it.
it's all here. Like when you, as I said, like
Yeah.
when you look here at this plan, all of the edge of the wooded area, all of this, right?
The curvy.
We don't have the
Yeah.
we don't have the tree ordinance.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you can pass it.
That's still under review.
Right.
I don't know, that's the chair.
Uh,
But yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
the engineer was,
they
and
were
then there was a
supposed-
change.
yeah.
and
Yeah, but like, so all of this is the forest, like all of
what-
this. And they proposing,
There's slopes on,
Oh.
the slopes
Oh.
on it too. So
Yeah.
that's all anchoring these contours, change in elevation.
yeah, that's all of this.
They've got a
Three,
little,
4 feet.
it goes up here a little bit, and they have a
Yeah.
little rock area.
And it goes down, so. behind the window. Yeah, maybe they'll-
And for the purpose of this,
I think it's a parking lot, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a parking lot,
Because the arrows
yeah.
here, and then the in and out this is the only place.
But if they need minimum parking spots, or what would they,
Parking standards.
yeah, what would they, what could they do, like, you know, you're constrained by the lot size, right?
But we're just
Yeah,
advisory.
Yeah.
yeah.
We can say,
Okay, so we just say, okay, I got it.
we identify things that,
Okay.
Yeah, you know, that ordinance, it requires so much parking, you know. It's like what, okay, so who's gonna use the parking? And plus they have the Presbyterian Church also across the street, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna
Use it,
essentially.
That's overflow.
Yeah,
It's
that's what they
overflow.
said,
I
yeah.
mean, there's going to be how many people working there for their cars? And then when they have maybe little toddler events, they would need to, you know, little toddler plays and things. They would need the parents to come.
Right.
But do they really need that much?
imagine if
Yeah, that's the
maybe
question.
the fresh
You know,
air.
reduce the parking, then you can keep more trees, but. All depends on how they came up with that number of stalls.
Well, I came up with a perfect parking standards.
It's one per, every 200 square feet, it's one parking area, and that's a 10,000, over 10,000 square foot, one-story building.
Use and intensity, but the use variance is needed. That would be something planning to consider. So if I were to frame this, I'd say parking standards, not aside, but to do a childcare, you need parking. To achieve this parking, you need to convert all of that forest land into paved area. It's never gonna be the same. So could you make a concession because their use variance could be conditioned? It's not an
How
approved
come-
use based on intensity, probably. I don't know, but if a use variance is needed to permit it, then planning board could reject it, or they could find a conditional approval if they can find parking elsewhere.
Compromise the parking somehow.
So that's kind of what I'd be wanting to suggest is maybe meet in the middle, try to preserve some of the forested area and find parking elsewhere because they still need to get a variance. It's not allowed use in there, it's not allowed use probably based on the development and the fact that the intensity of its capacity. See, parking.
Are we allowing the turf? Is it the like,
Forest turf,
Are they allowed what?
yeah, they want to put the turf
forest turf.
in the playground area? Didn't we
Plastic.
like, yeah. I'm like, I know that that's what everyone is doing. It's just like,
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
yeah.
So that's another. What do you feel?
I mean, personally, I'd rather have my son playing on like wood chips or regular ground than plastic turf. I mean, sure.
And where are water bodies approximately?
Oh,
River's back.
it's over here somewhere.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. I had one picture
So
of it.
so we have
It's right over here.
the PFAS coming and the
Yeah.
heavy metals coming off of there. And you don't have, you could maybe have with this, you could make an argument with this bumper, maybe that would be so bad. That would help.
And it's just gonna run off into that basin, I guess. I guess maybe that's what
So
those.
that's they need the infiltration there. Yeah.
The roof runoff should be piped down in here too, right? Or is that's not gonna go into the sewer system, that's gonna come off into this. I don't know where the pipe is.
Those are the big,
And then
storm
any
water
overflow.
basins.
The argument's gonna be with this.
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, I would say the same thing. That I would want to find parking elsewhere and let them keep more of the natural growth and biodiversity.
That would be the compromise, but still I don't like the idea of that use. And if you read the traffic report,
You have the power to do nothing.
yes. I have one measly vote.
Well,
But it's the use, I mean, I'm sure they did a marketing study, but if our population isn't even growing, it's still at 19,000 people. Now they want to put a big toddler. Like, is there going to be a baby boom in Sparta?
well, the argument, right, the uses are determined by the zone. Hill, so you can allow it or you cannot.
Their option is, I mean, this is a huge building, 10,000, almost 11,000 square feet. I mean, they could reduce the size of the building too, and that would create more space on the property.
Yeah. That would be good. Anything to shove this back
Yeah.
and leave forest. Yeah, don't they know anything about outdoor education for little ones?
But that, my wife is, she works in the school system, and she says these, what's it called, Learner Academy, or whatever it is, she says they're not the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Yeah. Had good luck with Montessori.
So it's the loss of forest, possible compromise, parking, plastic grass,
Mm.
and what about suggesting a rain garden for the infiltration basin?
They're gonna need that there to catch all of that
Yeah.
runoff from that huge thing. They're gonna need this big basin.
Right.
So we can suggest a rain
That-
garden
that's right.
somewhere, but we'd have to take this out maybe
Oh, I see.
for a rain. We'd
If
have
they
to,
need
we'd have to,
park.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's, again, the opportunity you have is a use variance, so it's up to them, like, I got into this a lot, it's like, you wanna fix it for the applicant. So right now, the application is deficient because the use variance is required. So then do the plastic application. Determine is this in the public? Let's convert this removal of that biodiversity. Proximity to the water might not be the greatest, so is there something that they could consider that meets it halfway? Maybe lower your capacity, which would allow for a smaller building, increase, do more of the outdoor education type thing, it would decrease this, it would decrease the parking requirements. Might be a better fit, maximize the capacity, spot, use variances are. That's Main Street. I mean, even consider how many spots here are coming off Main Street. So imagine the intensity of this feeding Main Street.
Big traffic jam.
Yeah, during the
During
morning,
pickup and drop-off,
morning
yeah,
and
right.
the evening, and just imagine how it is when you try to get in and out of Cloveberry.
So, I mean, there was that corner gas station. And I believe, there was conversation about, oh, it would be nice if that was park. In that situation, you could almost park at the library and be able to walk through all the fields and have.
Did they withdraw Potts Tables?
It was approved, I don't know. I think there was a lot of people. I don't know.
about the trees that they proposed to plant? That's a whole other issue.
Oh, yeah, they're not, yeah.
Yeah.
They have to change them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did mention native.
But they're in a plan.
But they're not native.
Yeah.
They're not native?
No, I don't
Oh, I
have
didn't see
that.
the list
No.
yet. Oh, dear.
No, like, yeah.
Yeah, like Japanese maples
Yeah.
are invasive.
No.
Oh, I thought that they were non-invasive. You're saying they were invasive?
No, they're, yeah.
So yeah, the Japanese.
Yeah, I have a list of like which one are.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys remember though, we had someone who's a master gardener, she's,
Mm-hmm.
no, and she pointed out kind of a good, kind of like something to think about is when we say all native, just a reminder that we, here we have, you're basically populating the menu with all the good stuff that they left shoot down to nothing. So sometimes we need native Mars or things that aren't invasive, but just, I don't know.
So
And the expense.
Yes, because if they have to replace it, then rather say, oh yeah, plant this, and then it all gets eaten, then what do they do?
So like you said, what's actually like could be like bad for the environment or invasive? Of this list, I mean, I think the Japanese maples, they are invasive and the Norway spruce. So I would say for sure, like those two, we can recommend something different for them.
Yeah.
Coming up with the plants. We get these. Two,
Yeah.
the plan, if we talk about native plants,
Yeah.
we should kind of say, if not this,
We should be giving them the list of
Yep.
what they
Yeah.
can plant.
That's something possibly.
but we could provide it.
Right. Bring that up at the next
Yeah.
subcommittee.
Some of these are good.
I mean, I did do some research last night. I did write a couple down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I actually wrote down.
Which hazel?
So
Spice
for-
bush?
For the Japanese maple, I said the common serviceberry, forsythia, witch hazel, spice bush, and the Norway spruce, eastern red cedar. Yeah, just a few options there, but, just some options, I mean. So,
They can put this in your report.
Do that right now.
And the other ones, like, I don't think they're really like basic.
I didn't know that the Japanese maple was.
Yeah, my my sister lives out on Long Island, and she's got them popping up all over the place in her yard. Yeah, it's crazy. They're not so much here though. I don't see them around here popping up. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's the deer. Yeah.
Because I had them in connected too, they do spread, but they're well controlled. If we manage to get the deer population down to a reasonable character,
Okay.
Well, this is a big pushback, but I think we can do it.
So we have maintenance of the impervious asphalt, loss of forest, invasive species,
Turf.
artificial turfs. River. Is that it?
traffic, health, safety, and welfare, and say it's a reasonable thing for us. Human impacts and wildlife.
Just the whole use thing. Of changing the uses everywhere. What is the reason why we don't allow daycare centers at this location?
center, small business, Main Street. Get the consider the traffic that's there now. Consider the 49 spots, that's two.
What is the definition of a small business?
Not
We're
this.
prioritizing.
This is-
Okay, so yeah.
Not
that's a-
hundred
No, but
feet.
do we have anything in writing is what I'm getting at.
Well, what I'm getting at is that, each one of these zones has a certain set of approved uses, right? So any use that's not listed is presumed. This is presumed prohibited in that zone for the very specific reason. It would generate a lot of trips in and out of, already congested. So, that said, you want to support businesses, but are there other locations where this might? That's the argument I would make. If you could take this, you could drop it somewhere. Better than others.
What about the economic development zone?
Where's that?
Right on top of our precious groundwater.
Oh,
The
right.
development
All
is-
those warehouses and
Yeah.
whatnot, business back there.
There was a lovely daycare out there at the end. It was like a little red schoolhouse by Aaron Way.
Oh. Yeah, and you have giant,
Next to the park there.
so that's kind of, there's places in town where.
Look at all the work.
So, well, again, but you have silent. And it would actually be a pretty nice way to think of an industrial area. But this is, to me, this is an equivalent of when you have farmland or something. This right here that you're giving up,
We want to be able to look at spaces that have already been developed and make them productive. We don't want to create more problems for our environment because we don't need to, because we have plenty of spaces over there in the EDZ
you'll
zone.
never get that forest back. So if you have the space and it's benefit, why not, statements and put some. I'll start putting some stuff together. Saying, I think that you're gonna have engineering, you're gonna have planning, legal. Going forward, could we consider making it a big part of every application? We still find, make recommendations. They're informed and they know what they're doing. I wouldn't want this built and then people say, oh my gosh, so all these small businesses, no one can get into Clover, no one can get into here because there's a backup of traffic.
Point.
Yeah, we can provide.
We could throw that in, but our main ingredient in our street.
Sometimes, that's my point, is it should be standard. Well,
There you go.
There's guidance.
But yeah, I agree.
In the code that says that without environmental impact statement needs to be provided, does it need to be provided? If it's provided by the applicant, it might be a little bit self-serving. Planning board always has their own engineer and their own planner, even though the applicant will have theirs. So if they're providing an environmental impact statement, then we should.
Very often, these preferred by some companies, they're not that detailed, they're very vague, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
If their record wasn't too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Of course, we run into that. in the-
99.9% of the
Yeah.
time, the environmental consultants, are saying there's no problem.
Well, and Popspec was just in the street. They had a traffic expert and they said there's no problem. And that was why it was helpful to then have planning board say, you live here and we're the local experts because we're on these roads every day. And that is a problem. That historic representation from the past police chief, we have travel roads, etc. Even though the numbers may work on paper, quality. That's what we're missing.
That's what they're probably. Everybody wants that. Anything that.
When is the application going to be planning board? Do you know? No. Oh.
Yeah, I think, next week, actually. Yeah, not, zoning board.
I mean,
Zoning board?
Yeah, zoning board.
sorry. Listen, I'm with you, I will.
That you made.
Thank you. Yeah, we got most of it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, we got. We have, loss of forest, invasive species. Close proximity to the river, traffic, health, safety, welfare.
Okay, great.
I think
Yeah, that's.
most. Yeah.
Okay, great.
You're welcome.
The next section is public comment. Since there's no one from the public, we'll move on to reports. Planning board.
Oh, planning
Christine.
board report. We had a reorganization meeting and we did not hear any applications.
Okay, Rob, you don't have a report this year. No, no, that's
Huh?
right. That's right. The master plan subcommittee hasn't met yet this year. I think our first meeting is February 10th. So
Oh.
I have nothing to say about that either. The next is unfinished business.
Did you want to do trails?
Oh, yeah, well, here are the official trails. Yeah, sorry.
So the Trails Committee, I would just like all of you to know that we are having, starting to have, go out into the field. And we are looking at several trails that were recommended by our open space plan. And one of them that we hiked together is the Iron Horse Trail, a portion of the Iron Horse Trail that is by the Firehouse Bagels. If you know where the Firehouse Bagels is on, that's 94, right? and we hiked from there into Franklin. We hiked about 2 miles and then back. And then we hiked from Firehouse Bagels towards Sparta to the Monroe Schoolhouse area, and that is just like, it's like almost, there's one section that's about a third of a mile. It's almost like a pathway, like at Duke Farms or someplace like that. It's just so easy to walk. And one of the reasons why we did this, and the main reason, is that there's a grant that we can apply for. So let me just show you that. That is a grant, a county trails grant. And we would very much like to work on the trail portion that goes in Sparta mainly, but a little portion of Lafayette up to the Veterans Memorial. We would like to have that cleared. So I'll just pass this down so people can take a look at it. And so what we're doing to promote this, they've already walked it. I missed that hike, but they walked it from Sunset Inn Road all the way to 94, where the Veterans Memorial is. And now they're going to put together, they, meaning people who volunteered from the committee, a very short presentation to show to the town council so that there can be a resolution of support in that the town really wants this section of it's actually the New York Susquehanna and Western portion rail trail to be part of the community, so the community can enjoy it for the future.
Would it be possible to get like an overview of some of the proposed trails? Like, I know you did it verbally, but just because of the recent issues, I guess, with the trail committee, I think it would be helpful for us to kind of like be able to support the efforts of getting more trails, right?
That's what the residents seem to want,
Yeah.
more recreational trails, and I think that will help the business community also.
Yeah.
People will want to come up here and have lunch and ride their bicycle.
So we need to be able to have the information about the proposed trails early in the process so that we can support it. I don't want to speak for Christine Rogers, but it seemed like that was something with the, that we felt was kind of lacking with some of the other proposed trails, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know if there's an easy way to do that. Is Mr. Dextra helping with? So I guess I would ask, is there a way to get like an AutoCAD map with the parcels on there for some of these proposed trails? And then,
Certainly.
Well, what we're doing is we're going to have something like that at the presentation.
okay,
But we have to take one trail at a time. Now, with the other controversial trail, it's at a standstill right
just-
now
yeah.
because we have to make other connections
Yeah.
with landowners and everything else, and that takes a whole lot of time. So that we're still working on, but we see a path forward with this grant to help Sparta and its
literally and
section of the
figuratively.
trail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Now unfinished business. Earth Day 2026. Christine Rogers is not here, so I don't
Oh,
think.
Christine emailed Courtney, so she's going to read that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
for an update.
Oh, great.
Great.
Wonderful, thanks.
So we did receive approval from the township manager to host Earth Day event on Saturday, April 25th in front of Town Hall.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. Yeah.
Okay. I'll re-say it. So we did receive approval from the township manager to host Earth Day on Saturday, April 25th in front of Town Hall. The event will run from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. so that residents can also participate in the Lake Mohawk Preservation Foundation Earth Day litter cleanup that morning. The Sparta Township High School Ecology Club has been contacted and already has students interested in helping out at the Kids Corner. And she's already started contacting local environmental nonprofits to table at the event. And so far, the New Jersey Highlands Coalition has committed to attending. That's what she.
Great.
Great. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you, Christine.
Next item is the Salt Watch snapshot.
Right, so, just like, the fall, snapshot, there's a winter snapshot. And this is, sponsored by a research group, the Stroud, Water Research Center in Pennsylvania. And what they do is they request that watershed associations, towns, on one or two particular days on the same day, that everybody goes out and they samples their surface water for salt contamination. And so somehow, after they gather all of this information and analyze it and, take into consideration the road and the weather conditions and the geology of the area, usually a few weeks later, they give a presentation of the results for the community to try to understand. And all this is leading towards the best salt application that townships can possibly do. Because the salt, as I keep mentioning, doesn't go away, right? It gets into the soil, it gets onto our plants, and it can accumulate in our wells. And I have to say that it's accumulating in my well. I've been taking measurements from my tap. And if you would like to do that sometime, just give me a little bottle of your tap water, and we'll see what it is, because mine is like 129 parts per million. And for good water, healthy water, low in sodium, it's under 50. Yeah,
And this is town water
yeah.
that you have there?
Yeah, and now, and there's three, there's three different water systems, right? There's the big one, there's the Lake Mohawk, there's the Little Sunset one, and then I always forget the other one. Anyway, the Lake Mohawk system is the big one, and that draws on the Germany Flats wells for that. Okay, and I remember a few years ago when I sampled my tap water when I got involved in this program, and it was 55 parts per million, and I was upset about that. That was 5 parts per million greater than 50, and my, and now it's 129 parts per million.
Do you have a water treatment system in your house?
No, I don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the hard water.
Yeah, I wonder if a water softener takes out the salt too. I would guess that it probably might.
Yeah,
don't know.
that was
No, well,
I thought it added
well,
salt.
that's what I was gonna ask you. If you had high salt numbers, did you mention you had well water?
from the Lake Mohawk system. Now,
Okay.
if you look at your water report that you
Alright.
get in July,
Yeah,
you'll see that the sodium level, which is the
Yep.
same as the chlorine level, is high.
Yeah.
It's high, and it's been going up. Okay, now what could happen to change this without us doing anything? It would have to rain and rain and rain for like 40 days and 40 nights to flush out all of that
Biblical.
water out back to the Atlantic Ocean. But that's not going to happen.
Not happening
Well,
now. We're still in a drought, I believe.
I just want to clarify because there are some people that have well water. Some of them are drawing from the same aquifer, but they're private wells. And I don't know if Alex was getting at this. If you had a water softener and you were noticing such a jump in salt, and you might check where the backwash from the softener is dumping, because if it was dumping it to your yard and your casing on your well was going, then you would probably expect to have high salt, which would not be reflective of the overall watershed. It would be reflective of, you got to fix your well casing, but, okay.
Yeah. And if you want to test your well water, you should do it, before the feed to the house, to see how your well water is doing. Of course, if you're using the softener. So anyway, I have this little project now. It's been going on for a few years. And Sparta has graciously, they have, residents have volunteered their time. And I think one of the reasons I'm going to pass this down is because Kim was taking, I think, 3 or 4 different locations. She was doing Sparta Lake, she was doing Seneca Lake, Hayward Road, and South Hayward Road. So those 3, SB 10, SB 22, and SB 23, I hate to have to ask her to do that. Oh, and she was also doing Lake Saginaw, so
Saginaw,
she was
yes.
doing the 4.
That was the one that was
So
really
if
high.
anybody could sign up for that, I'll show you what to do. And then there's 2 kind of easy ones, sort of easy ones. Christine will have to show you where SP08 is. It's on Station Park Road. And then there's the Sparta Glen sample. So
So you think Kim is not going to be doing this?
I think she would, but
She mentioned it.
but I don't want to ask her to do it because she's busy now with her
Of course.
board, school board, right? So we are up to here, SP 23. We have 23 sites we've been taking care of, and if you would like to, I'll just pass it down. If you'd like to take those, if you'd like to add any sites also,
Right.
that's a possibility. I actually have the bottles. What you do is you go out and you collect the water for this snapshot, and you just bring it back to me. And I have a conductivity meter, and I have a test strip. Or you can order your own, like from the Watershed Institute, and you can have the strips on hand. But the conductivity meters are like $79 or so, and we've already got them, so I can lend them to you. So these are all the containers that we used last October, and I just saved them to reuse them.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never
So,
thought of using the Old
what
Spice
is-
bottles. So I've been using like plastic.
Yeah, well, these are plastic
Oh, yeah.
because we're defunded, my conservation group.
Oh.
And, these were only like $1.25 a piece.
Oh.
So, and they won't, and also it's a safety issue because if you're out collecting water, you could break it too, so, yeah. But I brought all Christine's. Christine does, everywhere there's a K there next to the sites. She's doing a lot of the Wallkill area, and she's done it for years. And so I wanted her to have her bottles, so they're here.
How often do you have to test or conduct a test?
This is a snapshot, so it's just anytime next Thursday or Friday. Anytime next Thursday or Friday, you could go out, and what you do is you take your bottle and you rinse it 3 times, and then you just fill it up.
And bring it back to you?
Bring it to me,
Okay.
yeah. And then I'll test it.
Good.
The winter salt program is a bit more involved because you mail away for the test strips, and there's 5, and so you go out before and after 3 storms, 2 or 3 storms.
So that's separate from the snapshot?
Yeah,
Oh. I
yeah,
see.
yeah. The Watershed Institute in New Jersey does the Winter Salt Watch, and the Stroud Water Institute does the snapshots, the 2 snapshots, the fall and the winter. But they all share their data
Right.
with each
Okay.
other. Yeah.
Now Christine is giving a presentation at the Lake Mohawk Country Club, isn't she?
I think she is, or it's Lena Oulette.
Okay.
her the watershed ambassador, and that's wonderful that she's doing this
Yeah.
because the whole community in Lake Mohawk can be more aware. And we don't have anybody sampling the water flowing into the lake at all
No,
this year.
Okay. I'll try to-
Yours went dry,
Yeah.
and then my other connection, they travel a lot.
So which one was that? The other connection? Or you
Oh,
can tell,
that's out,
you can tell
it's-
me offline, but
it's-
I can do that.
It's way out at the other end towards Byram.
Towards Byram, right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I could take that over.
Hemlock Park. By the Byram Gatehouse.
Oh, okay.
I think she calls it the Balanced Rock Stream, and
Yeah,
it's a
that would be
house that
Balanced Rock,
that's
by
been
Beach
there
6,
for
yeah.
years and years. And she comes to the meeting
Christy
sometimes.
Whitehouse.
Christy Whitehouse.
Oh,
Christy and
that's right.
Greg.
But
Yeah.
but you're trying to get that tributary versus the headwaters?
Well, I want
You
to,
want both?
I want to, people to understand, after you salt that ridge area there, what's coming down into your lake.
Yeah.
So what do you call the headwaters? By the
The
Freedom
head,
Club?
yeah,
Or
the
yeah.
headwaters come from, the marine pool. Basically, if you park at the old Byram Gatehouse, you can walk down, and there's a valley, and that's the headwaters of Wallkill.
Okay.
Then they come into there. By the time they get to Balance Rock, that's by Beach 6, that is a large tributary that comes down from the Sparta Mountains, but that's not the headwaters. That's just
Right.
one of the old tributaries for Brogden Meadow. So
Yeah.
I would get both of those.
Okay. Right. Good to that.
But I do know a neighbor there.
Yeah.
You do. You're on that side, right?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
This is only going to take place next Thursday and Friday, this particular snatch shop. Yeah. Okay. So,
I can take Glen Brook if you want.
pardon me?
I can take Glen Brook. Anyone take that
Okay.
yet?
All right. Thank you.
And I guess Pequest Pond is taken.
Or is that over where you live?
Yeah, I live right over there.
Um,
Looks like Gail's signed up for that.
you know Gail?
No, I don't know, Gail.
Well, another one that I don't have on here, but our former student representative, John, he used to always sample the Upper Lake.
Oh, I could do that. I mean, that's right.
So if you wanted to do the Upper Lake, we'd have an SP 24. And then if you wanted to do Glen Brook, those two,
Sure.
then I could, I have extra bottles at home I can get you, or you can just get a bottle and put some water in it. Thank
The only thing with the Upper Lake, do you have to be a Lake Mohawk resident to get into that area?
Well, he was just open up the gate and he would just go in and he
Okay.
would just rinse his bottle and be.
Yes.
He would do it after he did his cross-country practice at Pope John. He was a Pope John student. Yeah,
Okay.
and he'd just swoop down and get the sample. So it's entirely up to you what you
Yeah, I
decide
just-
to do.
Don't want to get in trouble with someone saying, hey, what are you doing in there? Just grabbing some water samples.
They'll be like, thank you.
You need an environmental commission business card,
Yeah.
which we have.
I was gonna say, what happened to those?
Yeah, the environmental, we're very concerned about this salt issue.
I have mine. I could give you mine. It's one of mine.
You could also go the other side of the street. Get it there. That would be interesting.
Where would that be?
Yeah, but-
By the,
Like, can we go to like Fox Hollow underground?
I've got Fox Hollow.
Okay,
I cover
alright.
Fox Hollow.
Do you compare those two numbers? How do they look? Upper Lake and Fox Hollow? Thought there
Upper
was-
Lake is a lot cleaner. Fox Hollow's been going up.
Oh, well, yeah, because it's all coming. All right.
It's all
Mm.
coming down, yeah. But, so there would be, if anybody lives out by, I'm just gonna mention this, by Sparta Lake. Sparta Lake is actually the headwaters of the Passaic River watershed. It goes into the Rockaway, and then the Rockaway goes into the Passaic, the Great American River. We've all seen that, right, on TV? That's another one of our watersheds. And then there's also the Seneca Lake. That is that the one that she was getting the really high readings from, that was in back of the Chinese food restaurant?
That was Lake Saginaw.
Oh, that's Saginaw. Oh, okay. So, Seneca Lake. What am I thinking?
Seneca Lake is out off of Sparta Stanhope Road between.
That's
that and-
Muskie. That's the Muskie
Right.
connection. That's the
Right, right.
headwaters of the Muskie, along with the Lake Opatcong and everything. So Seneca Lake and Sparta Lake, we don't have any takers for that yet. It's fun.
Yeah,
Think about it.
okay.
You're out there
Yeah.
in the snow.
I
fresh
want to
air.
double check with Kim though, just to make sure that she's not planning on doing it this year.
Absolutely.
I-
She may have already gotten her strips.
Yeah, I would have, just knowing her, I would imagine that she's still interested.
I assume she's still doing it. but-
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
thank you, Chris. The 2026 meeting schedule. Didn't we nail this down the
Yeah, I
last
just
meeting?
think it wasn't taken off this agenda.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was gonna mention that, but I
Almost.
forgot. That's all right, so thanks, we can skip over that. I brought up a new business item that is in the news a lot lately, data center proliferation. And we know the impacts of data centers, especially AI data centers. They use huge amounts of energy and water to cool the chips that they use. So I found this model ordinance, I forget where it was from, and I thought it would be a good thing to review and possibly hand it off to our council representative. So we can wait till next meeting when Margie's back and do that. But in
So
the mean-
basically, would not permit data centers in the town of Sparta.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a permitted use, yes. And I'll also bring it up to the master plan subcommittee when we meet
Yeah.
next week. Or next 2 weeks, I guess. The next thing is a nomination of vice chair. Do we have any volunteers?
Barbara.
Would anybody like to step up? It doesn't entail much. You just have to run the meetings, basically, if I'm not available. Not that difficult.
I would like to nominate Basia as the deputy chair of the Environmental Commission.
I'll second that. Well, I guess it doesn't need a second.
Oh, no.
No?
No, I don't know if I can commit to that, only because of like my daughter's schedule with her sports and all of that. That's the only reason. So,
Okay. I know it'd be tough for you because I know you have that.
yeah, because she has a lot of sports and sometimes unfortunately, I have to miss the meetings. So that's the reason. But if no one else is volunteering.
Do you think we should wait until Christine Rogers is back next week?
Probably a good idea, yes.
Yeah.
We could nominate her. and Take
Yeah.
a roll.
That wouldn't be fair.
Let's vote on that now.
She'll be
Christine, you're the
surprised.
new vice chair.
Well, I mean, Okay, so that's,
Tentatively.
you don't like that idea. So how about if I nominate Rob Otto to
No.
be the deputy chair?
No, I don't think I should based on how as a well, I was an alternate and by virtue of that I was subject some. Yeah, I don't think it would be. No, thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll table that until our next
Yes.
meeting. And, oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up was the Sustainable Jersey PSEG grant that we still have the grant from 2023 open. That's why I wanted to get in touch with, what was that woman's name?
Sharon.
Sharon, yes. So, because we need to close that before we can even apply for a grant, for which the application deadline is 2000, or 2000, is February 13th, I believe. So, and that being said, does anybody have any ideas for something we could get up, create a detailed proposal for even a $2,000 grant, maybe?
What is it? What does it have to be? What can it be used for?
Yeah.
Um, anything that we can actually, I believe we can use it for expenses that we might incur during Earth Day or
Oh,
some other projects, or we could, you know, something to think about.
But is it? But what else can we use it for? I mean, that'd be good.
I think, I'm not sure whether it's restricted to all of the Sustainable Jersey goals or whether it goes outside. I'll have to double check, but if, you know, think about that, and if anybody has any ideas for a way we could use that.
no.
I wish we had more time because, you know, if we could put it into the trails, one of the trails, that would be great, but.
Or the business committee that's meeting, or any of our committees, the recreation, maybe they need something.
Signage for the trails. No, no e-cigarette batteries.
Actually, that's an idea.
You know, you could roll that up pretty quickly, an identifier and then rules of the trail. Maybe.
That's a good idea.
Hmm.
All right.
Well, we don't have any time for this, but we do have another meeting before the due date. So if somebody felt passionately about a project that would help our environment here in Sparta, you know, we could put our heads together and come up with something.
That's $2,000.
2,000 or 10,000 or 20,000.
Oh.
2,000 are obviously much easier to get. I had always thought that it would be maybe a good idea to try to put a pollinator garden or a monarch way station somewhere in Station Park.
I have an idea. What do you know what? We're on sewer here, right? Yeah. Okay. I want to bring up something since we always talk about salt watch, but I had some subsurface concerns that I think will flow nicely with that. That I don't know. There might be something there if phosphate. What do you think about phosphorus, phosphates, orthophosphate?
Sampling?
So, do you guys know that our water supply is dosed with orthophosphate to stabilize lead that might be in our household pipes, fixtures, and we still have high lead numbers. But orthophosphate, when it's dosed in there, and it makes its way to our waterways, it is a fantastic fertilizer for algae. And we're dealing with harmful algal blooms. So I had a nice conversation about an hour, a half hour before I headed over here regarding a system that someone invented. They have a patent on, and it's a residential dosing, alum dosing system. And so the way it works is you connect your water source to this. It measures basically water usage, so it has its own meter. And based on that, it uses a peristaltic pump to dose alum into your wastewater that you generate in your house, which binds to the phosphorus, I believe, and takes it out of the equation. And the benefit of that is if you're on septic, you can send phosphorus out into your yard with the coliform and everything. The bacteria are going to act on the coliform to break it down, the fecal coliform. But the phosphorus, I don't know if it's cation anion exchange, the life expectancy of whatever the substrate is, soils, it's finite. So unlike bacteria, which is replenished to break down the waste products, you have maybe 10, 20 years of injecting phosphorus through your waters, which is additive from the point that we collect the water from whatever the wellhead is, and we treat it, filter it, send it to our homes. We add this orthophosphate, and then we add, shampoos, conditioners, soap, washing machine activities, and then we take that high concentrated phosphorus, we send it subsurface, and it goes underground and makes its way to the lakes, and then we have these harmful algal blooms, and then at least in Lake Mohawk, all the members are paying to treat the water column with alum. But it's gone through that whole system. So it occurred to me, if and when we get to this point, that if we have someone who's over in like Culver Lake, I think, has a patent on this that's starting to be used in a lot of lakes to improve clarity and to kind of treat it right at the source, it might be an interesting presentation to add, and probably not appropriate for this $10,000-$20,000 grant, but I was kind of thinking like, oh, maybe we could get a system and take the before and after analysis and see how does this work, because I believe some of the data is showing an 80 to 90% removal of phosphorus and up to a 95% coliform reduction before it even hits your septic, which, I don't know. I would go to that. I would like to learn about that. So,
Yeah,
so yeah, anyway.
that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, Culver Lake's been working on that.
Yeah, so I
Um,
talked to the inventor of that, a retired engineer, and
Oh,
he said he would be willing to come and speak on it.
Oh,
Great,
He has the patent on it, and I don't know, pretty passionate.
great.
So,
Maybe-
sorry.
Yep.
So the grant that you're talking about, we just have to come up with the proposal and
mhm.
before the February,
Right.
whatever.
What's the maximum?
13.
20,000.
All right. So let's
Okay.
come
But
up with
those
a-
are hard to get.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Well, but
there's a lot of
you think
competition.
it's specific to sustainable New Jersey goals.
Well,
Because I know
clean-
that like one of the actions is the environmental resource inventory,
Yes.
which I think that could be very helpful for,
Yeah.
for the township, and
Right.
all of this data is available. It's available online. You can go on the GeoWeb, you can go on the land resources and all of that, but even like having it for the boards just to look into where everything is, or for the committees,
Right.
maybe we could come up with something like that.
I think what was done in the past was that we used the the Highlands Council
Okay.
Environmental Resource Inventory, and I know we don't have that action completed, but
Mm-hmm.
that was something I remember trying to work on that, but we never got there. So that's a good idea too.
Okay, let me see if I can come up with something.
Yeah.
I mean, because, yeah.
Yeah, there are other grants available too, and
Yeah.
it's a shame to waste them or let them go, you know, not be able to utilize them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna throw one thing out, and it may be too expensive. What about a floating island? I know that Christine's group, the Wallkill River Watershed Management Group, they put in floating islands. I think one of them or two of them were at Kemah Lake, and another or two might have been at Culver's Lake, but I'm not sure. But I don't know how much that would cost for us to do that. I mean, I could participate in it. I have a kayak. I could go out there and put plants, there and everything. We'd have to buy the plants and I don't know what they're set on,
Where would you put
but
it?
we'd put them in Lake Mohawk.
Yeah, so we did a pilot project. The engineer for Lake Mohawk, I believe, did maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago at this point, did kind of a DIY. But is there would there be a restriction if it was within a HOA?
I don't know. That's something.
I mean, I like that idea. I think there's an obvious use case because there's Snake Island there, which at this point is just a source point for, bird defecation. So if we could replace it with a floating island and maybe even match funds, yeah,
That might be an option
but
too.
that's
yeah.
not that time.
No.
But I could see, because there were some preliminary proposals put together, so, yeah.
And then another one, because you mentioned the pollinator garden, and that is that I noticed that some of our stormwater basins are not so beautiful and don't have a lot of plants in them to intercept the, the gray water and everything. We could beautify, if you know of an area, we could beautify some of those stormwater basins.
So create another rain garden like we did at Pope John?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Do you want them to be beautiful or functional?
I want a little bit of both.
but remember we went through the different sites and ended up doing Pope John because the other ones weren't feasible? Or what was the reason
I
that?
don't know, they may have wanted the Pollenskill watershed and the others were in the Wallkill. I can't remember what it was. Yeah,
Hmm.
maybe not.
So yeah, rain gardens are another possibility.
Yeah.
I'm taking that. Well, Water Conservation Championship.
Oh, you're
Of
gonna
course,
be a green champion like me.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm also
I-
taking the environmental stewardship course at Rutgers.
I'm jealous.
Do you have, I was gonna ask if you had taken that. No,
We use funds for that?
yeah, my funds.
No, could we use funds for that?
It's like 300 some dollars for that.
Wow. Share your materials with us.
Oh, well. We just had our first class on Tuesday. Okay. Anything else for the good of the township? Or
Well, I was
Anything
looking at
else?
this environmental commission earlier. We kind of talked about it a little bit. If we were to seriously put together a proposal where we would ask that our own local EIS was assembled, I mean, do you think we could carry that forward, talk to the our council liaison and see, would you be willing? Because I mean, looking at it, like, we're advisory, but yet our duties are conducting research in the use and possible use of open land areas, making recommendations for open space preservation, water resources management, air pollution control, solid waste management, noise control, soil and landscape protection, environmental appearance, marine resources, and protection of flora and fauna. Why would we do all of this if we're not after the goal of getting ordinances done, right? And especially now, we just, like we talked about, our stormwater standards were updated by the state. Some of this stuff, the state's not gonna take lead on. Climate change is, we're wrestling with some changes, so it just seems like we should be the standard standard carrier for, bringing some of this forward. And I think it could help other committees if, for instance, like when we're talking about EIS, but like having an index of open areas, public and private owned, having details on all that, recommending to the planning board plans and programs for development of areas for inclusion. I'd like to strengthen our wellhead protection areas. And, do any such acts and things that are reasonably related to and designed to carry out the purposes and objectives of the commission. So I would like to, if we're doing this, let's actually get something done. I think last year I was like, oh, let's build out chapter 25 environmental regulations, and it remains at Lake Mohawk, don't put fertilizer close to the water. So anyway.
Yeah, no, that's a
Okay.
great idea. Why don't you send me that?
Tree ordinances, native plant ordinances, or at least guidance. Yeah.
Yeah, we need a tree commission.
I mean, that's just you can read through that, find it.
Thanks.
Yep.
Ooh. Well, thank you.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to,
May I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you. Great meeting.